So when I was 16 years old, I started my first clothing brand, and a few months later, I had sold over 1,000 t-shirts. Now to put a long story short, I had a vision, learnt Photoshop, put the hours in, and got a bit lucky, and if you want to learn more, stick around because I'm going to be revealing the entire journey in this video. All I ask is that you consider subscribing, hitting the like button, that's it. But now, let's get into it. Now, before I tell the story of my clothing brand, I think it's important to give a bit of context. At the time of recording this, I'm 19 years old, and for the last 3 years, I've been in the online business space and have been lucky enough to find success in a few businesses. From a young age, I've always loved business, and it's always been the one thing I've found myself wondering about. Whether it's building websites, making promotional videos, selling products online, whatever it may be, I've always loved this space of making money online. And when I was 16 years old, something about starting a clothing brand was awesome to me. I saw huge companies like Supreme constantly selling out of anything they released, and the question I always asked myself was, how did they even get to that point? Convincing someone to buy one of my t-shirts sounded like the hardest job in the world, and I never understood how anyone else was able to do it successfully. But something in me wanted to give it a try, so I gave it a go. Now, I can't take all the credit for this because this was a project that I did together with my dad. Considering I was so young, teaming up with him was something that I really wanted to do, and without him, this brand would not have been a success. I remember sitting at the table brainstorming ideas, and a few months later when I actually held our first shirt, it was a pretty surreal moment, and it's something I'll remember forever. Now, I know you're probably wondering, what is this brand? What do the shirts look like? What even is this? Well, let me show you. Now hold your horses because the name of this brand may completely blow you away from pure creativity. Are you ready to hear it? Baxter & Co. Yes, my name is Baxter, and the clothing brand I started is called Baxter & Co. Don't ask me what I was thinking, we just wrote it down, thought it sounded cool, and ran with it. Now, what I've got here is actually one of the t-shirts. You can see the B and C there stands for Baxter & Co. And on the back, we've got Baxter & Co. written again. This print was actually called the Buffalo Bill print, and it was one of our best sellers, so I really liked that one. And I can also pull up the Instagram here, and you guys can see that this account has been running for years. If we scroll all the way down, you can see this is our first website that I created using Wix.com. You can see I used like an old TV as the homepage graphic, and to this day, I still think that old TV does look pretty cool. I think this whole thing actually started when I was around 15 years old. I wasn't even 16 yet. But you can see this is a person wearing it at lawn bowls. We've got someone wearing it in Vegas. We spotted a few people wearing it on the street and decided to take a photo like absolute stalkers. There's even a professional sportsman wearing our shirt in the newspaper, which was pretty cool to see. And also all these graphics you see here were created by me on Photoshop. So this one here, we've got a Baxter & Co. candy bar, which is pretty cool. And then some more mock-ups here. This is a t-shirt with our hammer fist print, which I thought was really cool as well. And yeah, all the website knowledge and graphics knowledge and everything has served me so well. And if it wasn't for doing all that, I don't think I would have been able to build websites and do dropshipping and run all my other businesses that I've been doing in the past few years. I know you probably want to see the website as well, so I'll show you this while I'm here. So instead of using Wix, I actually redesigned this website using Shopify, and I paid for a theme and did all this within Shopify. So you can see our best sellers list with all the t-shirts on the pastel backgrounds, a few pictures, tea of the month, best sellers, all products. Just a pretty basic website, but I think the design is fairly clean and simplistic. Now to this day, we don't actually create Baxter & Co. shirts anymore. Life got in the way, and we decided that it was something that we didn't want to pursue anymore. But like I said, we were able to sell over 1,000 of these shirts in the time frame that we were doing it. Now, the majority of these sales actually came from real retail stores who stocked our t-shirts. You may have thought that the orders came from online through our website, but in reality, they actually came from people seeing the shirts in physical stores, seeing them on the rack, trying them on, and purchasing them. We were lucky enough to have a connection with someone in a retail store, and as a result, we were able to stock our Baxter & Co. shirts in their store. This store had some really cool brands in it too, so when people would see Baxter & Co. shirts on the rack next to these really cool brands, we immediately had this great brand reputation, and people were just buying the shirts off their own bat. So because all of these sales were coming from retail stores, we were selling the t-shirts for 60 Australian dollars each, which is around about 45 US dollars. So a pretty premium price point for a t-shirt. But as I said, when the Baxter & Co. shirts were mixed in with all these other amazing brands in the retail stores, people didn't really notice our premium price point and were buying the shirts anyway. Now, since these sales came from a real clothing store, I can't log into Shopify and show you 1,000 orders because they didn't come through the website. So you're just going to have to take my word for it, but I promise you I'm not lying. I believe we sold around 11 to 1,200 of these shirts, if not more. Now, what I can show you are the lookbooks, which are actually sent to retail stores in hopes of getting them to stock Baxter & Co. So what I would do is I would email these lookbooks to the store owners asking if they wanted to stock our t-shirts. And surprisingly enough, this was actually a pretty effective strategy in getting our t-shirts stocked. Now, the actual designs which are on the t-shirts were not designed by me. We actually did pay a professional graphic designer who does tattoo art to do these designs, because if there's one thing that I cannot do in life, that is draw. I remember at the peak of the brand seeing that we had sold over 10 Baxter & Co shirts in one single day, and as a 16-year-old kid who knew nothing about business, that was pretty surreal to see. So how the day-to-day operations worked was we would order a bulk amount of high-quality organic cotton t-shirts from a supplier, and our typical colours for the t-shirts were white, black, navy, and burgundy. White and navy t-shirts were the most popular colorway by far, so we ordered much more of those versus the black and burgundy t-shirts, and also the medium and large t-shirt sizing was our most popular too, so we ordered more of those sizes. Now, once the box of t-shirts arrived, we would then send them off to our screen printer. In this process, all of our t-shirts would have inside labels, front prints, and back prints professionally screen printed, and you can see on the shirt I've got here, this was an orange ink on navy shirt combination, but typically, most of our ink was either white or black. We would occasionally do colors like blue ink or pink ink, but most of the time it was just white or black. Now, once I got the shirts back from the screen printer, then I would go ahead and tag them. We had custom string tags which I would pin to every single t-shirt, and that's where the retail stores would put their barcode and any other info they needed when they were selling the shirts. And once that was done, the shirts were ready to go. Whichever retail store had placed an order would get the shirts that they desired, and that was that. Every time we went out of stock, we would rinse and repeat that exact same process every single time. Now, I genuinely think that if we didn't start this brand, I would never have ventured into online business down the track. And I probably wouldn't even be here making YouTube videos. So it's definitely something that I am super grateful for. Now, if I had my time again with this brand, I would have definitely utilized e-commerce more. While we were able to sell over 1,000 shirts, I can't help but think about how we might have been able to sell over 10,000 shirts and generate millions of more dollars in revenue if I just had more knowledge. As a 16-year-old kid, I knew hardly anything about Facebook ads, Google ads, influencer marketing, and I was relying on these retail stores to drive our sales, and that's something that I really regret. But don't get me wrong, I am still so proud of how far this brand went, and seeing someone walk around in one of your t-shirts is a very cool feeling, I'm not gonna lie. If any of you are sitting here watching this video thinking about starting a clothing line, just do it. If you have a question about Baxter & Co. or want to ask me about any of my other businesses or anything like that, go ahead and send me a DM over on Instagram at @ecombaxter, because I reply to every single message which I receive over there. Now, I hate to be that guy, but if you enjoyed the video or took something away from it, it would mean the absolute world to me if you could hit the like button and or subscribe. I promise you, I'm not going to spam your subscription box, so if you want to subscribe, that would mean a lot. But for now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.